Welcome back. Well, the Trump-era border policy Title 42 is set to end on Monday. But the attorneys general from 21 different states are fighting to prevent that from happening. A federal judge could rule as soon as today on the lawsuit, which would determine the fate of the Biden administration's decision, which is expected to unleash the floodgates of new people coming in. Joining me right now is the Arkansas Attorney General Leslie Rutledge. A.G. Rutledge, great to see you again. Thanks very much for being here this morning. You're one of the attorneys general suing the administration over getting rid of Title 42. I was with you at the border back in January last year, seeing the crisis up close. What are your thoughts in terms of the impact should Title 42 go away?
Well, Title 42 is important to keep Americans safe. We're already seeing a dramatic increase in illegal crossings through our southern border into the United States. They've gone up over 30% in April 2021 alone. We don't even have the numbers yet for this past last few months. We are seeing dangerous amounts of fentanyl coming into Arkansas. We had nearly 500 overdose deaths in Arkansas alone this past year, a record-setting high, and it's because of the illegal border crossings. So when we talk about build back better, the only thing the Biden administration needs to build back better is the wall on the southern border to keep Americans safe.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty incredible about the fentanyl. I feel like everybody I speak with knows somebody who died of an overdose. I know 3 people who've lost family members because they were exposed in some way, one way or another, to fentanyl. And we haven't heard Joe Biden mention fentanyl at all. That's the drug part of this. But the U.S. is also braving for a massive surge of people, migrants. Border czar Kamala Harris is everywhere except the border. She visited Honduras in January to investigate what she called the root causes of migration. But she is yet to actually visit the southern border where everything is happening, AJ. What do you want to say? Do you think she is the border czar or is she not?
She's not. She and Joe Biden are the weakest president and vice president that we have seen with regard to keeping America safe and our strong foreign relations. We've got to protect Americans and people from coming into the United States that we don't know who they are. We want people to come to America, but we want to know who they are and what their intentions are when they come to the greatest country the world has ever known. Kamala Harris is missing in action. She's been missing in action on this matter from the time that she took office, from the time that the President Biden appointed her as the border czar, and we need safety and security. They're sending baby formula down to the southern border for illegal immigrants coming into the country when we have people right here in Arkansas, mothers who are struggling, who are going to the store in all hours of the night trying to find baby formula to feed their own children. But yet the liberal left, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, are more worried about illegal immigrants coming into the U.S. than they are about taking care of our own.
I mean, the pictures that we're showing are just so incredible. And these pictures that we're showing while we're talking are from this week. So we're seeing the groups increase in numbers every day. They're coming through the brush. They're coming through the water. They're showing up. They're getting in. Gotaways are getting in, seen on surveillance cameras, and blending into the country. We don't know what their intentions are. AJ, why is it important to you in Arkansas? Talk to us about the amount of time that the fentanyl gets to the border. How soon does it show up in Arkansas? What about the smuggling of humans? How does it impact Arkansas?
Well, sure, as the chief law enforcement officer of the state, we're very concerned because it's less than a day's drive from the southern border between Mexico and the United States to right here in Little Rock, Arkansas. Less than a day's drive. We have seen a number of drug busts recently with enough fentanyl to wipe out the entire population of the state of Arkansas. And that's come up, again, straight through the southern border. It passes, we have I-30 and I-40 that go right through our beautiful state. And those drugs are being used to smuggle right up through our state. Likewise, you talked about human trafficking, Maria. We have numbers of, young men, women, children who are being smuggled into the United States, not just for sex trafficking, but also for labor trafficking. And this is something that the Biden administration has allowed to happen, and it's time that we put a stop to it. And that's why it's imperative that we keep Title 42 in place.
It's just incredible. Who hears your case, and when do you think we'll know? Are you expecting a determinant on this today from the judge ruling? When will we know if, in fact, it's going to go away on Monday?
Well, we're hoping that we will hear something today or over the weekend from the judge because, again, that is set to expire on Monday. We're hoping to get that temporary into a permanent on Monday, so that way we can protect Americans and Arkansans. Texas does have a separate case, but these 21 states that are fighting to protect our communities against Biden's open door, open border policies.
Real quick, you're also suing 3 major pharmaceutical companies over allegations that they drove up the cost of insulin. Is that right, AJ?
That's correct. We announced this just in the last couple of weeks that we're suing 3 major drug companies as well as the pharmacy benefit managers for increasing the cost of insulin. In Arkansas alone, we have nearly 1.2 million Arkansans who are impacted that are pre-diabetic or diabetic. The cost of insulin has increased 1,000% in the last 15 years, Maria, 1,000%. Yet the cost to produce it has not increased. It's probably decreased. And this is what hurts Arkansans and Americans. For years, we've heard politicians talk about lowering the cost of prescription drugs. Well, you know what? I'm going to get it done because we're going to hold these drug companies and these PBMs accountable because Arkansans need that insulin. It's a life-saving drug. And unfortunately, they have to decide, do I pay my electric bill or do I buy insulin to try to stay alive? Which one of these things can I afford?
That is a terrible debacle and a terrible question to be faced with. AG Leslie Rutledge, great to see you. We will keep following all of that. Thank you so much.